Hey guys, it's Scott Bryce from Performance Motorsport. Just want to give you guys a bit of an overview as to the H1 Hummer that we use for our customer thrill rides, and give you a bit of a look at some of the technology in the standard military H1 Hummer and some of the modifications that we've done to make it do 225 kilometres an hour. It's not a standard Hummer, but I've got to say, people that don't know much about Hummers might want to pay a little bit of attention, because they get a bit of a bagging and people don't understand exactly how capable these things are. But I just want to show you the first of all, the ground clearance there. These things are a double independent front and rear. You can see in here the portal hub. There's a typical H1 Hummer portal hub, and that portal hub's obviously got a 2-to-1 reduction, or 1.92 to 1 reduction built into the hub, which, as we've said in our other videos, halves the load of our differential and takes all the load away from the drive shafts, the CV joints, etc. So the CV joints up here are similar size to a Total Land Cruiser or a large sort of Chevy truck, and then they're multiplied by 2, and the load is divided by 50% by going through the portal drive. So imagine having a Land Cruiser or a Chev CV joint, but it's not directly driving the wheel, and it's driving through a 2-to-1 gearbox. So we have inboard brakes, very much like the Performance ultra narrow diff. You can see the diffs are quite wide between the CVs, so you're talking about 18 inches between the CVs, so you lose a lot of axle length. But these things are a very, very capable four-wheel drive. Independent suspension, they've got sway bars front and rear, and you know, the approach angle at the front is very, very impressive, 70-odd degrees of climbing ability. There's not a lot of infrastructure in front of the wheels. You can see here the wheels are pretty much flush with the front of the car. Tyre inflation, obviously on the portal hubs, right up here, runs through here. And we've got them blocked off on this vehicle, but the tyre inflation runs out the centre of the hub and then goes across to our wheel. So what have we done to the H1 Hummer to make it go a little bit faster? We've put a 530 cube big block in here, and we've moved the location of a few things. We've put a 6-speed sequential Hollinger transmission out of a V8 supercar racing car in here. There's your Hollinger sequential gearbox. A Performance adapter to adapt it to the new process transfer case, and then we have a shortened tail shaft to allow the very, very long Hollinger gearbox to actually accommodate all of that hardware. So just give you a bit of a look as to how it all works. So we've got a Tilton triple plate racing clutch up in here, capable of about 1,000 Newton meters, and most of the infrastructure of the Hummer is pretty much standard. We've changed the shock absorbers, we've changed the brakes a little bit, but in general, all we've really done is put a bloody big motor in here and this Hollinger gearbox, modified our transfer case to accommodate the Hollinger, and the rest of it is pretty much stock. The Hummer is a very capable vehicle, very, very versatile, and the drivetrain is incredibly strong. These things have got some very significant diffs in here. Multiplied by 2 at the wheel, we don't seem to have any drivetrain issues. We've been running this particular Hummer for nearly 7 years, taking customers for rides in dunes. This thing's running speeds up around 225 k's an hour on flat ground, on hard ground, and in the sand dunes, probably around 170 is about the fastest we've ever got this thing with customers in the car. So pretty unique. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with the Hummer in general as a standard off-the-shelf vehicle. These things are incredibly capable, very, very versatile, massive amounts of gear, of ground clearance. Of course, the ground clearance is aided from the distance between the centre of the wheel and the centre of the CV joint. The portal hubs raise the middle of the car up by a total of 4 inches. So 4 extra inches of ground clearance in the middle. And being IFS, you don't have this live axle diff hanging down below the truck. So the motor in our H1 thrill ride Hummer is a 530 cubic inch big block Chev. We're running a billet crankshaft, H-beam rods, forged pistons. It's a Jessel rocker system, solid roller cam. We have oil coolers for the engine, we have oil coolers for the transmission, the Hollinger race transmission. Massive radiator up front, and of course the mid-mounted motor and the big radiator, massive airflow. Most people are not aware that the Hummer engine is not in the middle of the vehicle. It's actually a little bit over to the right-hand side. That allows the front tail shaft to run right down the side of the sump, and that allows the mid-engine configuration to work and gives you a lot more room for all of your hardware, and your front diff is actually sitting directly in front of the motor. Custom-made Proformance air cleaner. We've had to actually push the air cleaner forward. Being the Hummer engine is mid-mounted, you can see here it's actually halfway underneath the windshield frame. Being it's a mid-mounted motor, we've had to actually push the air cleaner all the way forward in the vehicle to be able to allow the back of the car to clear the air filter. So there's a bit of an overview of the Hummer itself, and what we've done to it to make it do the speeds that it's capable of doing. So guys, keep an eye out when it's back on the tracks and doing its rides, and we're looking forward to taking some more customers for rides later on in December. We're actually heading up to Lansing to do some more final testing this weekend, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, let me know and I can put up some more footage.